Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having an incredible day. You might notice the lighting is a bit different. We are currently experiencing a thunder, shower, something, storm. It's very dark outside. I normally film with natural light, but I have like a studio light here now, so it kind of changes the lighting of the mood. Anyway, today we're going to be discussing how to be a minimalist in all of its ways. A lot of people have been asking me for this. This is a common thing I've been asking you in the comment section. If you have any questions, any ideas, any desires, things you would like to hear about for me to make a video about, tell me in the comment section. And yeah, that's how it's been thus far. How to be a minimalist. The very beginning is to understand, at least for me, this is my own journey. This is how I went through it. It's going to be completely different for everyone because we are different people. We are not all the same, and that's how life works. You have to understand the excess and why you have the excess. For me, it was a lot of, why do I have so many things? It was almost like I was, not that I was, I guess, I was going to say not that I was trying to cover up something, but I guess in a certain way that it was. I don't know if it was simply insecurity with myself, with my body, with the way that I think, the things that I had, the things that I didn't have, which was also a really big thing. I grew up in a very materialistic world. I grew up in the States. I grew up around people who used to make fun of you if you didn't have the newest phone, the newest clothes, the newest shoes, the newest everything. So I think you grow up with this idea that you need in order to be happy. But then a large part of it for me, it comes down to when I first began, it's not like an overnight thing where I was like, oh, minimalist. It was like, can I be happy without this stuff? And a large thing for me was a resounding yes. I realized, and you may realize as well on your own journey, that the stuff you have everywhere, the stuff you've bought, the stuff you have accumulated over the years isn't worth it. It brings momentarily, fleeting moments of happiness. We've all had that moment before. I don't care what you're buying, makeup, shoes, clothing, whatever people are buying these days. You walk into the store, you have that kind of rush because you know you're going to get something. You buy something, you walk out of the store, but almost immediately, and don't lie and say that it lasts a bit longer, the drop-off happens. And any joy you got while you were newly accumulating that item completely disappears. You go home, you may even forget. It used to happen for me a lot. I used to forget that I had bought something, open up the bags and go, I forgot I got that, which is also terrible because you should be buying something that you only need and not that you want in that one moment. And it's a good feeling. You have that surge of energy. I got something new. I got something amazing. You put it away into the closet. You put it onto your shoes. You put it onto so-and-so. You put it into your car. And like about an hour later, you're back on your tablet, on your phone, or looking at a commercial and go, that does look really good. I kind of want that as well. And it's just this really odd loop, which just leads to you cluttering up your house. And once again, I assume if you're watching this video, you've either been there or you're now there and you're looking for a way to get out of that because, right. I noticed before in a couple of other videos, a lot of people were remarking on my bare walls. I'm okay with that. I'm fine with having bare walls. I don't feel like I need something on every single wall. Like I have like a couple of this and some of that over there, like the art and stuff that's kind of around. But besides that, I'm totally fine with not living with a massive amounts of things. Once again, this is something it took me, it must have been 8 years to really start to begin to understand that I didn't have to, first of all, to start to understand that you don't have to follow what everyone else has been doing is very difficult. This isn't something, I know a lot of people who are in their 40s and 50s who still, it's difficult for them because you've grown up with this in your entire life. You know the same exact idea that you need to get into debt in order to be able to be happy, to reach those unattainable goals. You have to simply go to the bank and take out $300,000 in order to be happy. It's the same exact way in the idea that you need to buy things in order to have that rush. I'm pretty sure maybe me. I've watched a lot of those documentaries and TV shows. Like there was one, what was it called? It was something on, was it E? I don't remember. One of those shows like where people are buying as much as possible. Like I'm a shopaholic, I'm a shopper addict, whatever people are calling it. And it's really sad because it's sad to see them in that light, but then you also put a mirror on yourself when you're like, I'm kind of the exact same way. Like I may not be as intense as them, but I'm at least a good 20, 30, 40, 50% of exactly what they are. Like it's just this really big rush. So I'm happy with my house as it is. I'm happy with not having an immense amount of things. To be fair, I do have a lot of art, like the art poster rolls and stuff like that, but that's not, those are investments, so that's not really bloat, if you will. What you will need to do is to get rid of the bloat. That's going to be one of the hardest things in the entire world. A lot of people, for some reason in our minds, we have mental and physical attachments to physical things that are around us. It could be anything. I won't lie, I have a physical attachment to my art because I know in some way that like I like looking at it and it is my investment. But when you kind of get to the point where you have 35 of something and you know that you should be slimming down the things that you have and like it hurts, like you've seen Hoarders before. If you haven't seen Hoarders, go watch Hoarders. It's always like you never want to get that bad. And I knew for me that it was kind of a very big issue. I mentioned this before, maybe, I don't know. I keep saying that I mentioned stuff before. I hope I actually mentioned it before. When I was moving, I moved around a couple of times around Europe. And one of the worst times for me was, I think when I was just moving away from Paris and emptying out my closet and everything still had tags on it. Like everything still had tags on it. And it was a really sobering moment because you sit there like, why do I have all these things? Like, it's not even like, for me, the way that it worked out was, I grew up in a world where you had to buy new things in order to be able to show other people that you had it. I have it, it's amazing, it's awesome, it's good. Look at how much money I have because I'm constantly buying things. But then when I would go out with my friends in Europe, I remember like sitting there, because like if you grew up in the States and maybe many other places that maybe have the same mentality, you buy something new and you kind of walk up to your friends and they notice that you have something new and they remark on it. Oh, wow, that's really nice. It's really cool. How much was that? But they don't really care. And it kind of goes away after a couple of seconds. You get the satisfaction of them asking you like, wow, that's amazing. That's new. How much was that? But they really don't care. When you see your friend walking down the street with something new, wow, cool new shirt, cool new so-and-so. Where'd you get the glasses from? 8.5 seconds later. So want to go to a cafe? Want to go walk this way? It's gone. Like it's not this moment doesn't last forever. So I realized that I could keep wearing the stuff I already had. I didn't have to buy an immense amount of things. I didn't need, I think at one point I had like 16 different coats. For what? Like you maximum maybe need 2 or 3 coats. Unless you live in like the tundra or Antarctica or something like that, then maybe you need a few more, but you got to get rid of the bloat. I would suggest, and I've seen I've seen other people saying this before on other videos, that they've been slowly selling excess stuff around their house on eBay, and they're like, not only is it getting me extra money, but it's also clearing up the house. I would definitely suggest this. I would suggest giving stuff away, donating things. There are probably tons of things, realistically, you should not be selling on eBay. It may be an old sweater. It may be perfectly fine for someone else, but no one's probably going to pay $1.99 for your wrinkled up old sweater. You can give, there are tons of people who are really in need. That's one of the big, I don't know if that's like mental barriers for me as well. Like it was kind of this like, I already have so much, like why not give to other people who also need? Like there are a lot of people that the stuff you have in your house that you may, it's like 5 years old, I don't need this. People will greatly appreciate that stuff. This is also a really big option to get rid of this stuff. You're going to have to learn to just go for the essentials. And this will be a very big transition for a lot of people. When you realize, when you go to a store, that you don't need new this, you don't need a new that. I don't need a new shirt. I don't need new shoes. I don't need new jewelry. I don't need a new computer, which is also a very big problem. You don't need a new phone. Your phone is perfectly fine after a good 3 years. And even then, I think I had an iPhone 3S for about a good 3 or 4 years. And it was used. It was already from someone else, and it worked perfectly fine. Like I've upgraded, but even then it's still like the point is, you don't need everything brand spanking new. And that's what I think scares a lot of people, because once again, we're used to this society where we need what's new and pretty to be able to show off to our friends. If they are your real friends, they won't care what you have. Realistically, I mean, this is kind of dramatic, but if you walk up to them with like rags on, they should still love you. If they laugh at you or make fun of you, these people are not your friends. And I know that's going to sound stupid or going to sound cheesy or corny. You'll learn as you get older who's actually really there for you. I have so many stories. I guess I'll tell you in other videos, but we're focusing on this for right now. So in my personal experience, my soul searching and my essentials came down to, I gave away tons of stuff. I sold what I could on eBay or online. A lot of it didn't work out, so a huge bulk of it just kind of went to donations. Sorry if this is too much information, but on myself, I have basically 9 of everything. I have 9 shirts, I have 9 jumpers, too much information, 9 pairs of underwear, I have 3 pairs of shoes, just 3. A lot of people find that shocking for some reason. I think I have 2 winter coats. I think maybe 1 or 2 spring jackets. One of them kind of doubles as like a warm, cold jacket. If it's open, it's totally fine. If it's closed, it's one of like, it's really cold outside and I can function with it. And I've told people before the number 9 and they were like, why 9? 7 days in a week, 2 extra days. And usually on the 7th day anyway, it's laundry day. So the extra 2 days are pretty much as a just in case, if you kind of want to say that. But even then, that's hard for people to really grasp. When I talk to my old friends or friends who I haven't seen in a long time, and they maybe have seen my YouTube channel, maybe have heard from something, maybe they just kind of trying to contact me from old times, and we talk about life and we, how's everything going? And I explain how I live. It doesn't sit well with a lot of people. A lot of people find it weird. Why would you only, if there's so much excess in the world and you can continuously buy and absorb things, why would you not have all these things? Why would you only have 9 pairs of socks? Why do you only have 9 shirts? It's because you don't need any more. Like, I'm perfectly fine with everything that I have. Like, and even more so, like, it's helped me, I don't want to say to become a better person, but I understand going forward, even if I did slim down to just 7 things, I'd still be totally fine. Like, I'm still alive. Like, I'm still okay. Like, I'm not wanting in any particular way. Like, I'm perfectly fine. Like, even the extra money that I've saved, I like eating. So that money can go to eating. It's just kind of how it is. Minimalism is going to be extremely different for everyone. I'm not suggesting that you simply make your walls as bare as mine. I'm not suggesting that you throw everything away in one massive Netflix TV show kind of move. Take your time with it. It doesn't have to be something overnight. It can be something as simple as getting rid of, count how many, realistically, I've met people who have like 60, 70 shirts. Count your shirts, count your jeans, count your shoes is a really big thing for a lot of people. If you are buying sneakers or shoes as an investment, I'm not telling you to get rid of these. They are an investment. But you don't need 15, 25 different pairs of shoes to walk down the street with every. You have 2 legs, you have 2 feet, 7 days in a week. Even if you had 7, you wanted to change one every single day, that might even also technically also be fine. It's just about slimming down, cutting out the excess, cutting out the bloat, giving yourself more space to breathe around your house, and also just not really caring what other people think. That got me many years ago. Because a lot of us still care what other people, I mean, you may tell yourself, no, I don't, like, in some fashion we all do, whether it is, the word isn't psychological, it's like whether we want to or not, but when you get rid of a huge amount of that, or you get rid of people in your life who probably shouldn't be there in the first place, hold on. The thing I have tons of notes, obviously, and I guess the wind blew it off. Anyway, once you get rid of all that excess, you yourself will be a much happier person. I can tell you from experience. A large part of why I became a minimalist, and I guess this also ties into the theme of the channel, dealing with money, had to do with me investing. By the time I realized that all the stuff that I had in my closet and my sneaker, yada yada, I used to live about a good like 10, 15 minutes away from a Louis Vuitton. And I used to be obsessed with their men's wallets. They have like a black men's wallet with the damier canvas on it, and also like the other like traditional, lines and LVs and all the other stuff. I had a bunch of those. I had backpacks. I had bags. When I realized at a certain point that all the money I was getting from doing other investments like could have trickled into those bigger investments, it was like I kind of wanted to smack myself in the face, because then you realize, once again, this also ties into the whole cryptocurrency thing, that all that money could have gone somewhere else. It kind of whips you into shape. Jeans, $59.99. I used to buy Levi's or Levi's, depending on where you live in the world. They are pronounced differently. $129.99, and I used to feel happy when I bought them, and I used to wear them. And after a while, when no one's remarking on them anymore, you're like, okay, I need a new pair for them to, start talking about again for about a good 12 seconds. All that money could have gone into art, into crypto. I could have saved enough to go into real estate. These are the lessons that we learn, so it's totally fine. We all make mistakes. It's about just figuring them out early enough so you're not still making the same mistakes 20 years from now. That would be detrimental to your wallet and also to your mental health, knowing that you are in this ridiculous circle over and over. I think I said that part already. If you want to be a minimalist, you're going to have to dig deep. It's not easy. I promise you that right now. I've seen a couple of other videos from other people over the years. They show their house and they have no couch, and we have couches, we have beds. They sit, and I saw one, and I mean, like I said, it's different for everyone. There was one video, there was no furniture in the house. It was bare. And there was like a cushion on the floor that the person sat on, and she was like, I drink my tea and then I eat my breakfast. She had like the tiniest plate in the world. She had a plate, she had a cup, she had a fork, she had a spoon. That's a bit too intense for me personally. I don't mind having, 5 forks, 5 cups. I like drinking tea. I have different tea mugs. I was gonna say, maybe you've seen them, no, you wouldn't have seen my tea mugs. That's a bit too intense. Like, that's hyper minimalism. For me, it's just like cutting down 80% of what I would have had, and I'm still totally, completely fine. If you feel, however, that you are really at that point in your life where you need to have a pillow on the floor and a bowl of cereal, and that makes you happy and content, and she also had no TV, and I think she had like a computer, bless your heart. I haven't gotten that far in my specific journey. However, it may be the right calling for you. Like, keep that in mind as well. It's different for everyone. I've seen some really intense minimalist videos. Listen, come on, stop. Yeah, and the last thing is the saving money aspect. You'll realize that kind of how much you save over the course of a lot of time. I would recommend going through your closet, depending on how much stuff you have. Try to set aside, I want to say 10 things per body part. Upper part, lower part, shoes part, socks part. 10 of each thing. If you have at least another 10 things, so you have 20, 30, 40, 50, try to find 5 things of each article that you don't need, that you don't want anymore, that you simply aren't using, and donate them and or sell them. Try to do this once a month if you can, and then eventually you'll notice your closet is a lot emptier. Don't go buying new things with all that new space. It's more of a just learn to breathe. Learn that you don't need tons of things around your house. Learn that you don't have to impress people, and you don't have to spend excess money. Why? This is your only life. Who are you trying to impress? Just be happy with yourself and the necessities. And also, all the extra money that you're going to be saving, you can even do nice things for yourself. Like, I'm not saying you have to simply slim down and that's only it. all the excess stuff, all the excess money that you save per year, you could take a trip somewhere. You could go on vacation for a week to the Bahamas or to Jamaica or to Canada, any place you wanted to go, because you'll have saved all that extra money. You can go on a cruise. You can do whatever you want. You'll probably be saving thousands, legit thousands per year by slimming down and just having less. And that money can then go into investments or things, experiences that will make you happy. I do hope you all enjoyed. I do hope you understand that, once again, it's different for everyone. If you feel like I missed something, you have any more questions, don't be afraid to ask me in the comment section below. I'm always here to help. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. This light is really weird. I'm not used to it. I was hoping that the sun would come back in so I could like toss it to the side, but it's different. Thank you all once again for watching and listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.